Alright, let's go. Oh, wow. Yeah, this mouse pad feels weird. It's great, though. Back in black. That's what they say. Once you go black, you never go back. And you stay whack. Because you know that shit is smack. I'm ready. What? I swear I typed R distinct type. I had a typo, I guess. Okay. Right here is where we continue. My music. Let me turn Osu off. Oh. I don't care. Okay. Oh, there it is. Now this band's the best. Okay. Let me get this clean because I didn't even wipe my glasses today. We can get more tolerant of, I guess less sensitive to the shit on my glasses, which is cool. But my mouse pad, turns out I ordered it exactly 4 years ago. July 2021. Turns out, with people who are on computers a lot, you're supposed to replace your mouse pad, meaning people who game and actually care about accuracy and stuff. I mean, I used to play a lot of video games and whatever, it doesn't matter. But aiming type stuff, where a mouse pad was important. I've been using the same mouse pad for 4 years. I had no idea. I've been fucked since 2021. Well, since 2022, basically. It's been. My mouse pad has overstayed its welcome for 3 years. It's lived 4 years. It should last like no more than 1, maybe 2. I was wondering because my mouse kept on like not registering. Sometimes I would be hitting notes in Osu and just to play like here and there like a couple songs a week or something, and I'd be flicking from one side to the other, and my mouse would just like jolt around, and I'm not used to that ever. That never happens, except on my final mouse I used to have, the wireless one. I've only ever had 2 wireless mice, this and then the final mouse. The wired final mouse, best mouse ever. But I hate wired now because it's just worse. You have a cord to keep track of, and it's worse for low sense players. I'm the lowest sense player really ever, so nobody really uses sensitivity as low as I do. So I have to use wireless mice because otherwise the cord's flapping around and getting literally stuck on the keyboard. So I have to keep my keyboard super far away, and it's just a pain in the ass. So doesn't matter. I got a new mouse pad. Mouse works perfectly now, so I don't have to actually buy a new mouse. That's what I was worried about. So I was gonna buy a mouse pad to rule that out because my mouse pad and the table itself were getting the same issue. So if another mouse pad has the same issue, then it's the mouse, not the mouse pad. But it is the mouse pad. Wait, fan's already on. I just gotta take my shirt off. It's too hot. It's so hot. I think my heart rate from playing Osu for a sec caught up to me, or I guess my body's sweat caught up to that. So I've started lightly sweating. All right. Enumerated types are distinct types. Yeah, distinct. Motherfucker. Distinct types. I'm gonna keep drinks off of it too. Are distinct types, meaning that they're officially distinct from each other, just like a Boolean would be from an integer. I mean, they're literally different types, therefore they are distinct. While type aliases are not types. They're aliases. They're type aliases, just like they're type aliases, just like a police officer is a police human. He's not a police fish, yo. Which means he can go and do it with a woman of any other occupation or the same occupation, because they're both humans. Which is why 2 type aliases, 2 different human occupations, but they're still human. They're still the same thing. Using long boy equals int. Using longest boy, or using long boy equals long. Using longest boy equals long. Long boy equals longest boy works, meaning like assigning a value of long boy to longest boy. That's doable. But if we take pet in color, and I take a variable of pet or an object of pet color, and I assign it an R value, or at least an L value converted to an R value, and I try and assign it a color. So a type pet being assigned a value of color, no go, because they're different. Sure, they're different occupations, but they're different species totally. Prevented. They're different types. So like like your job is like your type alias, but the type is your humanity. Each enumerated type you create is considered a distinct type. The compiler can distinguish it from other types. Oh yeah, let's do dude, it feels like it's been days since I programmed, but it was yesterday, and it was for actually the full time yesterday, 6 hours. Alright, let's see. So if we get main, so we can remove any compiler errors, and we get an enum jet, and the values are F14. Wait, can I do F? No, I can't because it's an operator. Yeah, F14, sure. Or I mean F. I don't want to do F. Sure, whatever. F14, F18. Fucking, I don't know. B2. Sure, whatever. And really, this should be plain, I guess, at that point, right? And then sure, I could create now an object or a variable of type plain. And sure, I could actually create a temporary one and initialize it with value F14. Okay. And now it's just an expression statement. It's just like saying 5. That's an integer, but it's not named. I can't do anything with it or find it. But now we could say plain hanger first plain, and it's a B2. Boom. And then, sure, we'll just do maybe unused. Okay. And then we have enum color, sure, blue, red, green. Okay. And then maybe unused color, plain color, and it's blue. I can't assign a value of type color to a type plain. So if we do hanger first plain is now blue, no sir, can't, a value of type color cannot be assigned to a, because we assign values to entities. So I guess entities are synonymous with objects, it seems like. Value of type color cannot be used to, or cannot be assigned to an entity of type plain. However, if I wanted something like this, I could get a struct plain, and then we have it. Could I put an enum in it? Maybe? I guess I'd want the enum after. But could I put an enum? Why would I want an enum? Let's test. Uh-oh. I already see two of the two issues here. Oh, maybe it doesn't have one. Okay. Red, green, black. Okay. Alright, so if we create, let's just say, okay, plain test, okay, but test dot, no, okay. Yeah, because it's not an object that it has, it's an enumerator that's, or an enumeration that's in here. I don't know if I would ever want to do that. I mean, may as well just do this, okay? And then we just say that it has a const expression int, or I guess maybe it can't be, but int mass. Let's just say it's whatever. It's 1,000 kilograms or something. Can't be because, okay, so yeah. And that's because, I'm not sure actually why it can't be const expression. I mean, it should be known at compile time, so... Okay. So mass, or we could say mass... Sure, we'll say mass is nothing. And then const. Oh, well, the color can change. Color or color plain color is, or well, nothing. Sure. And then I could make a plane and call it hanger 1 plane 4, and we'll just give it 1,000 kilograms and black. And then I can get hanger 1 plane dot mass. Sure, whatever. I could assign value to it. I could print it. I could get the plane color and print it. Other stuff. But if I did that for the color, let's get IOStream for printing. It needs standard character output in this case. And I want to output this. I guess it says that they're represented as integers, or at least they are automatically interpreted as integers. I think that's how it is. Because black is like element 2, 0, 1, 2. So something like that. Cool. All right. Enumerator types are distinct. Yep. And a numerator, meaning a possible const expression value of an enumeration, one of the answer choices, like true and false for a Boolean, cannot be assigned to something else that can't take them. And that doesn't take them. Okay. So we have pet and color. Can't assign a color to a pet, nor a pet to a color. I could have a struct, though, that has a pet and a color, maybe, if I wanted to hold them both. A pig shirt, anyway. Yeah. Numerators are descriptive. Yeah, it's like a custom... I mean, it's like a custom type with its own possible values. I mean, that seems like that's pretty damn important. It's like having different class types of things. Maybe I can convert a class to an enum or something, because a class is one of the specific types. Or maybe it's just that the class has an enum value in it, or an enum property, object, something like that inside it, which we can read to determine its class, like Attack on Titans, where it's like whatever, a 10 meter, a 12 meter, a 9 meter, an 18 meter class Titan, all that kind of shit. Or a this length ship, or a that length ship, or a that length ship, or a, I don't know, something like that. Or a, I don't know, like tooth quality. We have like maximum, or we have maximum, and then moderate, and then poor quality, and then British. Something like that. Okay. Smallish set of related constants and objects only need to hold one of those values at a time. And I can check. Yeah, it's like instead of saying, I mean, I could always do the same thing by just using 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get days of the week. Then I have to know that Sunday is 7. I have to know, or Sunday is 0, I guess. And Monday is 1, and then whatever, right? Cardinal directions. Suits. Hey, there it is. Well, I guess mine are the faces, not the other ones, not the suits. Functions can return a stat. Oh, and I could return an enum, huh? Sometimes functions will return. Like, could I extract input to it? I wonder. Let's find out in a minute. Sometimes functions will return a status code to the caller to indicate where they're. Okay. Oh, but now I could have an enum that is the type of error. So return error this, return error this. Instead of having to print something, I could actually just return the code. And then I handle the logic like that, huh? So we could say, what would I want? Can't think of an example yet. Oh, meaning like for functions that you choose. So you choose instead of having void read file contents, or well, I guess a standard optional isn't going to be void, huh? Well, I guess you could have a standard optional, and normally you return nothing. But if it's not successful, then you return an enum. Maybe could we do that? So we could have standard optional. And the options are that it would give us a return code. So instead of a void, we could, that could maybe work, huh? Yeah, maybe. Let's try. Let's get divide by 0 error. Okay, so we'll do it in main. Kind of want music right now. Oh, shit. Oh, this is good. It's higher quality than I've heard. I don't know why this is familiar, though. Yeah, I do. Oh, fuck, this is hard. No comments! Oh, they only included them, they only opened them recently. Why? I'm gonna find, hold. I'm finding one of the videos. Cool. All right. So we're gonna do. Maybe I don't want it like. Maybe. Yeah, I guess I probably want it in. I guess. Can we make it here? Uh-oh. I could put an enum in. Oh shit. So we could have specific values for stuff in one thing. Interesting. Okay. Enum. Oh. That is a booger. Oh boy. Please. Oh, we're good. All right. Enum. Error code. And it would be divide by 0 unknown oh excuse me fuck and then I could include optional because we need standard optional T. And then we could have a function called, it's a standard optional, and let's just say it prints the sum. Yeah, we'll call it print sum. And we'll give it an error code, returning print sum. Uh-oh. Oh, hold. Oh, thank God. Oh, I was scared for a sec. It's like, there's no way we can't pass enums in as types like that. That's the whole point. Print sum, and we'll do a reference. I mean, may as well just pass by value, right? It's probably better for fundamental values anyway. So we'll just do int x, int y, sure. And all we do is we, actually print quotient. Sure, we'll do that. And then we could say and we'll make it doubles, I guess, right? Yeah. Double x, double y. And then we'll say if y is 0.0, then return divide by 0. Okay, and that's a value of an error code. Only thing is, maybe that's not helpful to know. Like, maybe you have no idea what the hell divide by 0 is. Well, I don't need to say the return part. It's redundant. It's an enum error code. And then we could say else include iostream. This is going to say make static. Yeah. What? Oh. Whoops. What do you mean not all control paths? Really? 2 paths, yo. Oh, true. We have to return. That's also true. Sure. And then we could say return no error. Cool. But then I could output it. I mean, I wouldn't want to probably. Oh yeah, true, because hold. Oh yeah, we would need to dereference it. So I could say this dot value. Yeah, because it's an object that it's returning. So this right here, this whole guy, is a temporary. It's the return value. It's a standard optional. And it holds 2 things. One, it holds, I guess it has some, when you evaluate it directly, it's evaluating .has_value parentheses, that member function. But if you want to actually get the value to print something, we have to do dot value. We can't just print the whether it has a value or not with the conditional operator. We can evaluate it as a condition, but we can't print it as that. I can print it if we do the has value part. In this case, it's 1 because 1 is that. It's the first instead of the 0th. But then if we said and then we do 0. Let's just do 0 and let it implicitly convert. Yeah, now we get 0 because we return divide by 0 error. Yep. Okay. Some can do that. And for an enum, I'm trying to contrast it in my head from const expression, like a namespace of const expression integer ones. I mean, we get the extra readability part, and we could just assume that. Do enums implicitly convert like that? I mean, I think they do, but let's find out. What if we did print sum? If they implicitly convert to an int, will they print to a double too? What if we just called print quotient divide by 0, no error? They do. And in this case, we're getting 0 and 1, so we're actually getting 0. We're gonna get no error. Yeah, because 0 divided by 1. Yeah, but if we said no error, divide by 0, then we get a different result. Oh, and it actually, yeah, it doesn't even output anything. It just returns that. So, yeah. They do implicitly convert straight to integers. So they're like const expression values that are, because I'm pretty sure enumerators, which are the values of enumerations, implicitly convert to integers, matching their index, their order. But they also have names for the values. So we return a value with a name. It's like a, I guess it's basically the same as a strongly typed, well, not quite. It's different than a type alias, but it's like named const expression constants that I can use to initialize things that kind of carry meaning with them. Like in an event where I actually need a bunch of values, it's probably a good idea. Like I can see it 100% being a good idea for checking different things, like a Pokemon type, and a Pokemon has a type and a health. And let's just do a little example in Pokemon, and I'm gonna get copyrighted by Nintendo here. We got Pokemon, and we've got yeah, sure, we can just do like health, right? Health, attack, special attack, special defense, speed. Can't remember if it's agility or not. I think it's speed because agility is a move. Attack, special attack, defense, special defense, health and speed. I think that might be it. Yeah. And then oh, those are the stats. Oh, well, duh, these are fucking categories, bro. This would be if I had a struct. What am I doing? This needs to be a struct. A struct Pokemon. And we also need an enum Pokemon on type. And the values are fire, water, grass, bug, metal, ground, electric, dragon, ice, flying, poison, fighting, normal, ghost, dark, It's all I can think of for now. Fairy isn't real. All right, and Pokemon. A Pokemon has a Pokemon type. Type. It's not a keyword, thank God. And whatever. Doesn't have anything. It's a value of nothing at first. But doesn't this mean that it's being initialized to be fire? I think that might be what's happening. So I'm gonna leave it like this. But then a Pokemon also has, well, it could, we'll say it's this Pokemon, so this Pokemon can change. So we'll have an int health, whatever. It has, whatever. And then various other ones, int strength, and or attack, special attack, all that kind of shit. And then, in main, I can actually make Pokemon Charizard, and it's of type fire, and maybe, is it fire flying later? I think it's just fire. And it has, whatever, 373, that number is speaking to me for some reason. And then, whatever. But the only thing is that when I print fire, it's going to print out 0. So if we get IOStream for output, include IOStream, we need standard character output, need standard character output. Then we can have standard character output. We're gonna output to the terminal. Can I get the name of it? I mean, I guess I could also have a standard string, right? I mean, unless I could just read the name as a class, that'd be kind of cool. Include string, need standard string. And then it has a name, standard string name. Oh wait, hold. But maybe, I mean, I guess we value initialize them, but that means that they're gonna be fire, so whatever. I'm not gonna leave anything undefined, I guess. This is neat. It's not a unary operand, so it's not happy right now. So we could say, oh, what does it expect here? If we just did that, isn't that just an object? Yeah, it's just the output stream object. And we'll say Charizard.name. Charizard's type is Charizard.type. Oops, caps lock. And type is this, and health is Charizard.health. Hello, hold. We have to name him. Okay, well, that doesn't help. Charizard. Hold. Oops, it's the last thing. Okay, the name should be first, bro. Hello? Charizard's type is 0. Oh, that's the problem, though. And I don't know a way to convert it to characters yet. There's gotta be a way to make it so I can actually read out the type. Alright. Don't know it yet, though. Because it implicitly converts to an integer, and that's the problem. There's no conversion from an int to a standard string. And I'm curious, what happens if we do standard character output, Charizard, we'll just do in parentheses, Charizard dot name, okay. Oops, not name. We want the type. But we're going to put this in one more. That way I can do a static cast to a standard string just to test it out. Nope, no conversion from Pokemon type to a standard string. Makes sense. I mean, if I really wanted to, oops, I could do a static cast to an int of a Charizard type, but even then we can't even convert it into a standard string. Nothing converts to a standard string. Unreal. Oh, I guess I could do to a character though. Maybe, can we do that? What if we do a character? Huh? Because a character can't even, really, not even a character gets converted to a standard string. Sheesh. Alright, it's too cold. Fan is turning off. Oh my god, I forgot I haven't even eaten dinner yet. I ate lunch at work, I forgot breakfast. I forgot to bring breakfast to the house. I'm watching dog. Oh, I was watching dogs at. Never again. And then, oh yeah, let me respond to a text really fast. Okay, alright, now I gotta pee, sorry. Okay, back. Yep. So the point here is that we could use an enum instead. Could I don't know. I think we start at 0, so there's no way to make a negative enum. What if we used a value for an enum that was already taken? Like, yeah, fuck it. What if we said 1? Uh-oh. Okay, so it's happy here, but not that. No, it doesn't want that. It wants an identifier for the enumerator. Not true. Uh-oh. Oh, no, sir. It's the same error each time. Okay. Look at that. Oh, I need more lotion for my hands. My hands get so fucking dry, dude. Grandpa jeans, baby. I gotta scroll with the back of my hand so I don't get my mouse all lubed up. Okay. 0 success, but the others are the other errors. So like 1 is, oh, we got an end of file error. I don't know if that means we have to disconnect the input buffer or what. I mean, it doesn't mean the user inputted it. So I think we can clear it anyways like normal, so probably not. But we do end of file or can't read or it got an invalid character or oh yeah, like couldn't find the file. If it couldn't, okay. If it failed to read the file, okay. And whatever the fuck parse means. Open, read, parse. Was that search? Like search for something? I feel like you would put something in here as an argument, no? Using magic numbers like this isn't descriptive. Yeah, we make an enum and we say, hey, read success, read error file open, error file parse. Yeah, makes sense. And then we can return success or we can return whatever. Yeah. Cool. Then the caller can test the function's return value against the appropriate enumerator. So if it's this, do this. If it's this, do this. If it's this. For example, like, let's say that it's a common issue that if we can't read the file and we return this, when we do if read, when the caller of this that tried to read the file contents, it's like maybe it's process file. You call process file as a function, and it calls read file contents at some point. And it says, hey, if error reading the file, then it'll clear whatever the fuck, I guess whatever buffer or something that the characters of the file are flowing into, and then try and do it again. If it can't open it, then maybe it'll, I don't know, recheck it, or not recheck it, I guess, but it would... Maybe it's on like a time thing, so maybe it opened it too early, so it'll check it again and try again, and if it failed again, then it'll do this. So maybe it's like a for loop. Something like that. Yeah. Maybe it's a for loop with for I is greater than or is less than or equal to 2, but it starts at 2. And then you could say, if it gets a read error, then it decrements it. So it normally only executes once, but if it does it again, it executes twice. And then you have in there, if I is 1, then you just return. So it's actually just, or I guess you could do 0 and 1, but you set it to 1. So it executes once, and then it doesn't change it. Well, yeah, I guess you do have it decrement it. Yeah, something like that. If you just wanted to do it twice. If it failed, only if it failed. And then parse file. I guess it could clear the buffer of the characters that you're searching. Again, I don't know what parsing is. Parsing data, isn't it like validating? Something like that? I've been saying like too often, like one of the young stupid people nowadays. Then the caller can test the function's return value against, yep, so it can test, yeah. What am I hearing? I thought I heard like Discord or something. I said like again, Return a specific integer value, we check, and then we can do this or do this. Yeah, so we can evaluate it. It's basically saying, hey, is this 0 or 1 or 2? Something like that. Because if it is, then, well. I mean, it implicitly converts too, so wouldn't it, can't I just compare them to integers in the first place? We'll do enum color, color, I did that wrong. Should have done it like that. Enum color, blue, red, black. That's it. Those are like the only good colors. I said like again. Let's say color x is blue, and then we say if x is 0, do this. Yeah, it will convert as a condition. So that's the one part. If you're returning integers, but you're also returning these, maybe be careful if the integers are interacting funky with it. Because if we say if, no, I guess not. We're saying if this is this, so it will look at the values. So just be careful if you have other functions that are returning small integers like 0 to 10 or something, because I mean, I don't know how many enum enumerators you might have in an enumeration, but yeah, they might match up and then be equivalent, but not good. Identify different types of items, monsters, or terrain. Yeah, it's pretty sick. Yeah, that's nice. Item type, sword, torch, potion. Item type, holding. Yeah, it's really, really cool. This or this. Yeah, because we have a function that takes a sort order and whatever, we have character input where the user can specify maybe, or the caller, meaning it says the user right there. So I mean, maybe the user is able to choose. They can choose, hey, if this do this, if this do this, if this do this, and it initializes the value they want, calls the function with that argument, and they chose alphabetical, and it sorts that way, or it does this way, or this way. Boom. But so far, we don't have any. Can't enter the Pokemon's name and then save it at. Well, enter the type and then it matches the type. Many languages use enumerations to define booleans. Makes sense. Yeah, that's the example I've been using so far. True and false are keywords instead of enumerators. Okay. Oh. Small and inexpensive, pass and return by value. Cool. Uh-oh. Oh, so we could say... Oh, gotcha. Because we could have enum... Well, are you sure? Hold. Oh, first position, second position instead of... Is that what you mean? Oh, huh? And then you could set it to be is hungry to the... Well, are you sure? Oh, if we're doing bit set stuff, then... Okay, because we're talking about 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 0 through 7. There's a lot left. Oh, wait. I went way too far. I'm used to doing integer versions instead, like unsigned ints instead of a bit set. So I can do set. Let me set that position. So we set 0 is hungry, or set is laughing, 4. Bool alpha to see true false. Yep, exactly. And then we say, am I happy? We can do me. Oh, because me is the object that is a bit set. We do me dot to get. Seems like a bit set. I guess a bit set is a struct, huh? And it has. Maybe there are different types of bit sets, or. And if we. And it creates the right one. Like, I'm thinking almost a template, a class template, maybe, is how it is. Like, we can have a template that's a bit set. Oh, and it's actually. Yeah, exactly, right? This is template. I think this is a template class. I think I'm on the right track exactly. I think that's perfect. Where it creates, there's a whole bunch of different possible bit sets. And for each one that you try and create, it defines that one specifically. That way, if you do one with 4, then it has 4 bits in it. If I do one with 7, if we can even do that, if you can have a funky number like that, then it only has 7 bits in it. If it has this many, etc. Something like that. Yeah, and then I could just do me.set in that position. Set 0, set this, and set versus I don't remember the stop maybe? I don't remember how to turn it off. If wondering how we can use an enumerator where an integral is expected, they implicitly convert to integrals. Okay. Yep. The scope of unscoped, because they put their enumerator names into the same scope as the enumeration defined. Gotcha. So if we put it in global scope, the enumerators exist there. But if I... Gotcha. So does that mean I could do int main, for example? Just do void test. And we'll say enum test. And it's yes, no. But then I have another enum named Corvette, Honda. So we can do Honda, but can I do yes or no? No. Can I do Honda, Corvette? No. Okay. The enumerations are only, I did Darkest Dungeon again. I can only use the enumerators in the scope of the enumeration. Gotcha. Yep. 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 It makes sense because now I can't name something that, right? So if we said enum Pokemon, or enum Pokemon type, and we'll just say fire water. And fire. Uh-oh. It's actually okay. What is the pollution part, huh? So interesting. So it gets prioritized. So it kind of, I guess it's, what in the fuck? This is heavenly. Wait, oops. Yeah, so it takes priority as its own identifier here instead of a keyword. It doesn't mess us up. Because water works, fire works, but then I could have int fire. But then I could have fire again. Which fire is it using? Oh. So in this case it's the enum, but once fire exists, it prioritizes it. So it's kind of like it shadows the literal value. Interesting. Of the enum. Of the unscoped enum that's in global scope. Oh, that's the point. Because we have these values, and if we have them all in global scope compared to having it in a namespace, Like maybe we have enum Pokemon type, fire, water, sure. But then we have enum house status or house health. Fire, water, it's flooded. Yeah, redefinition of that identifier, I guess, huh? What if we then say in fire 3, and then what if we say, sure, I'll just say fire 1. Oh, I was wondering what would happen if instead of it saying previous definition enumerator, if I could get it to say previous definition something else, which you can. Previous definition was data variable instead. As opposed to, what about a constant reference to 3? Still data variable, okay. What if it's, oh, well, it's the identifiers where the conflict is. So if I took the identifier out, well, duh, there's no more conflict. Oh, shit, this whole thing is heavenly. Oh, damn, it's long. Holy shit, it's bright out for 8 o'clock. This is insane. Police to global scope raises the chance of naming collisions. Yeah, makes sense. Meaning naming collisions within as enumerators. Because if we just name a variable, it will shadow the enumerator variable. At least in its context. Could I then use that enumerator variable to be implicitly converted? Like, for example, fire int fire 1 fire, because it's implicitly converted to 0, right? And then quit bitching. I got main for you, bro. God damn, I'm excited to eat dinner. I cooked. Really. Oh shit. This is happy. Okay, so we could have red, green, blue. Blue collision because it's already existing. And then I could have apple. I could have me. It's going to show the variables too. Does it show shadow here? Oh, nice. Oh, it's just later too. Wait, hold. Oh, okay, this is later. Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. Blue, name collision, but then we have apple and red. Okay, it gets red from color. But then we have feeling happy. What's the issue here? Oh, I'm feeling happy. I'm happy right now even though my program doesn't compile. Just because of the blue part, that's the problem. Cool. A name scope region for their enumerators. Like a namespace. Oh, interesting. So I could say. Gotcha. So we could say we have main, right? Let's say I really want to use fire. Enum Pokemon type, fire, water. Okay. Let me break that habit real quick. Control shift that. Yeah. Enum Pokemon type, fire, water. Motherfucker, I did it again. Alright, it's fine. It's a good habit. It's fine. We'll do int fire, whatever. Int fire is 5, but then I want int Pokemon int type, and I want fire. The problem though is that Well, sure. Let's just do maybe unused. It's more convenient than typing in here. Oh, this is nice. Oh, this is really, really good. I'm adding this to the playlist. Oh, dude. This mousepad is insane. It's sticky, sticky. Okay. Can't I just press escape to it? Yeah, cool. But right now it's initialized with 5. Right? So, yeah, exactly. It's using the local variable 5 here. But I could do Pokemon type fire. Oh, that's cool. Wait, what? Oh, because fire is not used either. It wasn't. Okay. Earlier it wasn't giving an error because it was being used to initialize Pokemon ink conversion. In the above example, both unscoped enumerations put them in blue into global scope, so we get a name collision. Gotcha. Because they put it into their own scope. It's not okay. An enumerator is like a definition of the yeah, it's like a definition of various enumeration or of enumerator values. So an enumeration puts its enumerators into the scope it's created in. Also provide a named scope. Hold on. Oh yeah. That way we can access the specific, I guess, members almost, or I guess we call them just enumerators. So we can access its enumerators via scope resolution operator. Yep. Color. So we could do apple red, but I could also do raspberry color red instead of just apple red. I could do raspberry color red. Oh, nice. Good note right there. That's good placement. Lower. Yeah. Nice. Unscoped enumerators are accessed without the scope resolution. Hold. Normally, because normally we probably don't create a variable that shadows them, because then maybe that's weird. Avoiding enumerator naming collisions. Yeah, I guess you'd want to be careful because if you had an object that you'd called orc, but then you have the type of an enemy that's called orc. Yeah, I could see how in a game in debug stuff you could see that monster IDs and shit are numbered. Like, oh, this is monster 37, that's a troll, whatever. Monster 48, that's a hobgoblin, that kind of stuff. Because you're using enumerators in the code, but they're really integers at the core, I think. Or maybe, I guess not. I guess it is literally an enumerator, but it just by default has an implicit conversion to get some extra value out of it, maybe. Or maybe that allows the evaluation of it. So we can compare it to other things. Okay. Void them, put them in their own namespace, or put them somewhere. Yeah, it's just retarded. Color red, color blue, color. It's not as bad, I guess. So long though. Yeah, makes sense. Color versus feeling, sure. Reduces the chance. Or just, yeah, exactly. Put in a namespace. Boom. That way you have a color namespace where you have to get into color, into red. Ooh. What if you had another well, yeah. What if you had a namespace X and then color? Would you know which one to get? What happens when we do that? Let's find out. Interesting case. Namespace test. Okay. But then we have namespace color int fire is 3, but then we have an enum called color and it has fire water. Oh, but hold. This would need to come after because otherwise it already exists as a oh, here we go. Test color has already been defined to be a namespace. You can't have both. Okay, that actually fixes that. Hello? Okay. Cool. A symbol? So this is called symbol? Interesting. This name cannot be used because a symbol. A symbol? But this name already exists. Interesting. So symbol is like an enum? I guess that's what they're called. Yeah, so we could have like monster type mt or an underscore orc or something, or just monster type orc, and we use monster type orc every time. And it's more clear too, instead of having just a longer identifier and having it accessible in the same scope. If we want as few results as possible, like imagine if you're in Unreal Engine and you're doing a blueprint, you right click and then you turn on or you turn off the context. You turn off the context drop box, you're cooked. You see 400,000 options instead of like 38. You type in cast to and it only gives you the results of what this object can be cast to. But if you turn that context off, oh, it's over. You get every object in the game, everything. Yeah, cast a monster to an int. Why not, buddy? Shook. It's a queso right there. Better option is to put the enumerator type inside something that, yeah, exactly. So yeah, put it in a namespace. What are we saying something for? I mean, I guess that makes sense because it's the goal. Doesn't have to be a namespace. Maybe there's another answer. Okay. And this time it's fine. As long as we don't define it to be color blue, then we're screwed. And so these can be nested, color. So we could say color. So in color, there's a type called color. It's an interesting thing. A type now like that. I don't know if have I done that? I guess I have. Standard scope resolution operator MT10937 from Mercer and Twister. Okay. Wow, your memory. Maybe that's why I'm forgetting more things because I'm learning a bunch more shit and I just can't remember like basic words. Like the line that you see on an email before you read the email, it's the subject line. I forgot that today. The amount of stuff I'm replacing in my brain, worth. Yep. Now that is interesting. Color blue. Really? I don't have to do color blue? I could just do color blue? You sure, bro? Maybe it's because I guess that's probably why, because color, the namespace color exists inside. Okay, so we have to dereference, or we have to resolve scope to get some type of blue. And the type itself has its own values. I just have to say the namespace that it's in. Gotcha, that's the whole point here. So this is not itself blue, this is this color blue. The reason is because this type, this enum exists inside this namespace, enum inside this namespace. Color looks like it's spelled wrong now. That does not look like this colors. It looks like it's supposed to be spelled with an E. Like, what color? Bro, that does not look like the correct word. Color? I never say the word color. That's how it's spelled? I almost don't believe it. It doesn't look like English. I don't like this. Okay. And blue only exists inside this namespace because this is the scope. This, rather, is the scope in which the enum color and its enumerators live. Therefore, we have to go into color to get the color type, and we also have to go into color to get the enumerators. Cool. We now have to prefix it with the name of the scoped region. That's fine, I think. Yeah, it makes sense that we would do it there. Classes also provide, or classes also do, and it's common to put an enumerated type related to the class inside. Gotcha. Nested types. Okay. So like we have a struct, I guess, right? And then we have an enumeration inside it. And the point of that would be, I guess that makes sense, huh? Like we have an object called Titan, and we have this specific Titan, and we get from the class the type instead of just getting the value from who the fuck knows where. That'll be fun. A related option is to use a scoped enumeration, which defines its own scope region. I really like how learncpp.com is broken up, because right now I'm not tired of pointers. It's nice to not be looking at syntax all fucking day long. Or learning it all. Like learning it all straight up, and then, I don't know. I wasn't burning out, but getting fatigued, I guess. I never burn out ever about anything in life, because I ain't no bitch, yo. But I do get fatigued for sure, and it takes willpower to push through it. A related option is to use a scoped enumerator, which defines its own scoped region. Or scope region. Meaning, how does that work? It exists within its own scope versus a scope region. Meaning that I have to put something inside a scoped enumeration. And then what do I have to do? Call it? Or do we put it in a function and we put stuff in it? This feels kind of funky. I mean, I guess I'll find it out in 4 little sections. An enum class, huh? Prefer putting him in a named scope region. Makes sense. Yeah, that way we don't fuck up global. Exactly. Because who knows? Any of the standard template or anything that we see could have stuff that's named whatever our enumerator is, and then it screws things up. If an enumeration is only used within the body of a single function, it should be defined there. Define things in the lowest level scope possible, or the most... Whoa. What the fuck happened to my background, yo? What happened? Nice. Okay. Why did it do that? My fucking boys were gone. Alright. Because does this... What do you see? You still see that. Yeah, you only see desktop 1. I forgot. It's not both. But alright. Scope enumeration. Okay, cool. Yeah, put it in scope region. Yeah, if it's in one function, put it in there. Cool. Limits it? Yes, exactly. Yeah. The enumerators as such will shadow enumerators named in the global scope. Just like a variable defined after an enumerator will shadow those values. What? Well, I guess it wouldn't exist at that point, right? So what if we did enum Pokemon type? Sure. Fire, water. Okay, right? Int main. Int fire, fire. Gotcha. Oh, hold. It's trying to use itself. Really? Interesting. Okay. Oh, because the second the identifier exists, which I guess the compiler sees, the second it has a type and a name, boom, it exists. And if you use that name, it at that point, even in the same statement, it still shadows the enumerator. Therefore, it's being assigned itself, but it doesn't have value yet. It hasn't been initialized. Therefore, we are not allowed to use it to assign something else. Because then we're getting undefined behavior, bucko. Okay. It's cold enough where I can put my shirt back on. Cool. Oh, the hairs are growing back. I need to trim them again. It hurts. This limits the scope of the enumerator. Yeah, okay. Comparing against enumerators. We use equality, so it's, is it this enumerator? Is it equal to that? Oh, and we call an enumeration an instance of an enumeration, meaning we have color shirt, and we're saying that shirt is an enumeration? Are you sure? So I guess the enum color part up top is the definition of the enumeration, but line 12 is also the definition of an enumeration, but it's like an enumeration instance. I'm going to say enumeration versus enumeration instance. That's what I'm going to say. An if statement to test whether shirt is equal to blue. Yes. And I guess you could also say, like, is blue, or we could say if shirt is greater than red. And it would be true because blue implicitly converts to 2 and red implicitly converts to 0. So you could see if it's later in the list. Like if you had a hierarchy of monsters or something, or we just say, let's say it's rock, paper, scissors, huh? Well, I guess that wouldn't work because that means that assumes that something beats everything. But let's say you have an ecosystem where, or some sort of system where there's a hierarchy. Oh, fuck, my earbuds are in my pocket. They're, all right, whatever. I'll plug them in later. No, I won't. I'm not a bitch. Let's plug it in now. But let's say you have an ecosystem where you have some sort of object or some sort of creature or thing that is superior to all below it. Well, in that case, like let's say monster 3 is better than monster 2, 1, and 0. 2 is better than 1 and 0, and 1 is better than 0. And 1 is better than 0, but worse than 2, 3, and any that come after. So, I could test if 1 is better than the others, even though I don't know what monster it is. Yo, what is that? Another booger. More boogering. I'm boogered up. Above example, use an if statement to test whether shirt is equal to blue. Yeah, exactly. Or is equivalent to blue. Yeah, sure. Good old equality. Ow! I popped my toe. To conditionalize it based on what numerator. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, makes sense. Oh, fuck yeah. Sure, I'll do that. Define an unscoped enumerated type named monster type. Okie dokie. So let's get a namespace called monsters. And then we'll do an enum called monster type. And we have orc, goblin, troll, ogre, skeleton. Okay. Sounds good to me, huh? And then put it inside a namespace. Done. And instantiate a troll. So we'll do monsters, monster type. Oops. Monsters, monster type. Trying not to rely on autocorrect like a bitch. Oh, and this is monsters, not monster. Excuse me. We'll just say enemy 1. That we track it like that for this encounter. We could say encounter. Excuse me. Oh, and I guess I could have an enum for the encounters in a game too, like different scenarios. Like if, and we could have all the enemies and creatures and stuff in them so that we can say when they're used or something like that. Maybe. I'm not sure it's helpful, but alright, we'll just say encounter 1 troll. And nice. Cool. What would I actually call it? Fuck it. Maybe he has a name. Harold. Yo, I keep doing that. Sure, we could do that. Or we could do... What if we do that? Or not that. Not referenced. Uh-oh. Maybe unused. Define an unscoped enumerated type named monster type. To choose between these races, sure. Put the monster type enumeration inside a namespace. Done. Create main and instantiate a troll. Boom. Troll exists, buddy, and his name is Harold. Yes. Yes. We know this, bro. Yep. Unscoped. Oh, hold on. Let's read what's happening. It's enumerator. Because it's unscoped, they're placed in the namespace of the enumeration. Oh, instead of maybe it being in its own scope, meaning that I would actually have to explicitly say, even if it was in the global namespace, I would have pretend this is global, and we put in. I would have to say monster type orc. I wouldn't be able to just say orc. That could be kind of cool. Are placed into the namespace of the enumeration itself, which in this case is namespace monster. Unless we can access troll as monster troll. Hold. The enumerators are placed in the scope that it is put into, which is in the namespace. Yep. So we can say monster troll to get the value of troll. Yep, the enumerator. Because unscoped also put their enumerators in their own namespace. Hold. Yes. Troll can also be accessed. Gotcha. Because meaning it's in its own namespace, but that also exists outside. It's like an unnamed namespace that we can reference, or an inline namespace, kind of, right? I'm pretty sure I can do that, right? Isn't that how inline namespaces work at the beginning? Or anyways? Inline, so we could say, yeah, like, right? I could say inline namespace monsters, but I could just do orc. Yeah, see? It exists. Monster type. See? This exists because this is an inline namespace. If this is monsters, nope. Not visible outside, but this is inline, so it is. Monster type. Cave monster. Oh, what's in the cave? An ogre. Boom. But I wouldn't want to do that. So, and we could do it either way. So we could do monster type. And I could do monster type ogre. But maybe that's better just in case another ogre becomes used in this namespace, or in this scope rather. Which would then fuck our ogre up, because then ogre would be referring to that. Maybe. Yeah, I agree. Makes sense. It wouldn't make sense to do that. Prior lesson mentioned enumerators are symbolic constants. Yeah, sure. They're like constant expression variables. They have values that are of an integral type. Oh, that got me, man. I was like anticipating it, but enough to where I didn't. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I just spilled water, and it's colored water. No, and I did it again. No, it's fruit water. Oh no! Pour regular water on it. We're good. There's no stain really. Just fruit. It's not straight up red 40. Oh, thank God. Save. I've never spilled something that had color in it at one of my apartments. Shit, son. Alright, thank God. Alright, we're good. I knew I should have fucking cleaned that cup out, dude. The second I finished the fruit. Oh, it's time for dinner. Let's fucking go. Set the timer. 30 minutes. 30 minutos. Para mí. o'clock. Okay, it's a little chapter done mostly ish in a day, right? Okay. Yeah. That's it. Yeah.